accommodated. I have been accommodated in school. My teachers and professors have helped me along the way. My family has accommodated me, recognizing that I need more guidance and learning to be socially appropriate and know how to fit in with other students and peers. Another way my family has accommodated me is by having high expectations for me. This helps me to be able to set goals and achieve them. By setting goals and achieving them helps me to be able to accommodate myself, which will guide me in life. A fifth challenge is having a different learning style. Having an intellectual disability has not been easy for me because I complete work at a slow pace. I get work done, but it takes me longer to complete the work. One way that helps me is repetition. The more I do the work, the better I become. Having repetition will come in handy to become more independent. Independence is an important step for me, which will help me to be successful in the present and in the future. Interesting fact, or fun fact, today there are people with Down syndrome who are successful entrepreneurs, actors, writers, sculptors, athletes, and fashion designers. When I think of my own future, I believe that the sky is the limit. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Donovan. It was truly a very interesting speech, and I appreciate the courage you had in bringing yourself and your particular challenges before us. That's quite courageous, and we also learned a great deal. And now it is time for the table topics portion of the meeting. Let's call our table topics master, Maurice.
All right. Thank you, Wes. With table topics, I'm going to go with our theme. Just tell me something good. And we just saw Donovan tell something good about himself, being able to take on challenges and being able to overcome challenges and continue to grow during his life. Any volunteers for table topics?
I'll volunteer.
Okay, Woody, your table topic question is, can you tell something good about yourself that you have done over the past year?
Jeez, over the past year. Well, let's see. Over the past, I could say that, okay, over the past couple of years, my mother was very ill, and we, as a family, we had to get together and take care of her. And I don't know if any of you have ever had to take care of an elderly person who had serious physical difficulties. It's very challenging. For us, it was a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week job. We actually hired nurses for 4 days a week, but the rest of it which was, helping her get food and paying bills, and you virtually have to do everything. We split it up between family members, my two sisters, myself, and a cousin, and altogether we probably had 5 or 6 different people who participated in taking care of my mother, and this went on for a period of 2 years, and she passed away in September. It was a very challenging time. I don't know if any of you have ever had to take care of a person who is bound to a wheelchair and then bedridden, and she had many different medical issues over the 2 years. She had many falls. But it was good that myself, 2 sisters, a cousin, and other family members helped out. We made sure she had everything she needed. Basically, I was in charge of the finances, paying the bills, and we would split the week up to where I would do 2 or 3 nights a week. A sister would do another 2, and it was an experience that it's not something you want to go through, but when a family pulls together and takes care of someone like that, I know there's situations where there's one family member having to take care of someone in that situation, and I can't imagine how one person could do it. But in my family, we all got together and did it, and of course, the outcome was not what we had wanted, but it's one of those things when you have a parent her age and they go through this type of situation. It's difficult, but we all pitched in and did everything we needed to do. And I'm proud of the way my sisters took care of things and the way I took care of things. But that's something that I'm proud that we were able to accomplish over the last 2 years. But anyway, so that would be my accomplishment, I guess.
Thank you, Woody. Do we have another volunteer? Okay, Olivia. Tell us something good that you plan to do during this year.
Okay. Good evening. Let me start my time. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. What do I have planned good for this year? Well, most know that I have a extreme dislike for flying, and I've already taken my first trip to New York City where I had a blast, and I will be planning another trip towards the end of the summer, and I'm either going to go to Jamaica or California. I have standing invitations for both. So that's what I have planned to do good this year. And for my Tell Me Something Good topic, mine is everything has an expiration date. Bad times won't last, so hang in there. But good times won't either. So take no moments for granted. Live each day as if it's your last, and take the time to tell someone you love them, shake a hand, or send a smile. That's my Tell Me Something Good moment. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
All right, thank you, Olivia. Okay, next volunteer. Okay, I see Cheyenne.
Hello.
Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Tell me something good that you have that's valuable to you.
All right. Fellow Toastmasters, I've been asked to tell you something good that is valuable to me. Trying to think of things that I haven't shared before. But as I know there is one example that I have shared, but I'll just share one thing that's valuable to me that I've recently just come to self-awareness about is just a lot of people telling me that my ability to stay positive and to see the best in things and be able to have fun wherever I'm at, no matter like the circumstance. I can make the best of it. And I bring this up because one of my other friends, she wants to travel and she feels like she's not doing enough because she's not traveling. She doesn't have a job that makes her use her college degree. And she was like, you work in a bakery and you are just so positive about it. And I was like, you just have to like find the joy in things, even if it's not what you expected, because there's pros and cons to everything. As I said, like I work in a bakery, and yeah, I'm not working my 8 to 5 job that I used to have, but I work 4 to 10 a.m. and then I have the rest of my day. And my friend was like, all I hear is 4 a.m. and I can't hear past that. So she was just like, you can turn anything into a positive situation. And I guess you kind of do these things without realizing it, but then when you're told, you can appreciate it. And I've noticed that about myself after people have told me. So I think that's very valuable because I know a lot of people who look like they have it all, but they're not happy. And they look happy from their Instagram posts, but then I talk to them and they are not happy. So as I said, they look like they have it all. They're trying to parlay something small into something bigger on their social media, so you don't know what is really happening behind the scenes. So all that to say, something that's valuable to me is my positive outlook and ability to find joy in whatever I can. Thank you. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Cheyenne. All right, next volunteer. Okay, Kyler. Tell us something good that someone has done for you recently. It could be past year, 2 years, 3 years.
All right, let's see. I will tell you something good.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hit that high note. It was just a little too high for me. So one of the things that Cheyenne just pointed out, and it's actually a really good point, is yeah, she was joking. She was saying like there's dinner on the stove or there's soup on the stove, and she was trying to be funny. But in all honesty, though, having someone who is health conscious and knows how to make healthy meals and gives me healthy meals often is invaluable, because I'm the kind of guy that if left alone, I'll probably just like eat Hot Pockets and then eat the cardboard box that they came in. So, so having someone to kind of be there and guide that and provide like meals that will make my life better overall is something that I've definitely been receiving for more than 2 or 3 years, but it's awesome and it's very much appreciated. So with that, back to you, Maurice.
All right, thank you, Kyler. And we will do one more as we're approaching 7:20 p.m. One more table topic. Is there a volunteer? Okay, I see Buck's hand. Buck. Tell us something good that you like doing outside of work or outside of your family time.
So something good I like doing outside of work. I'm an IT director. And to be very honest with you, I love technology. I'm click of a computer, grew up programming, playing games. So when I come home, I like to code and build stuff. and create with my computer. So yeah, it is kind of work, but this is what I enjoy. This is who I am. And my wife, we've been married 22 years. That I have a little computer that I create stuff on, and I'll create games, emulate her games, and put it out for the kids. And we'll find some old forgotten video game like Buck Rogers from 1982, which is just a crosshair that goes back and forth on the screen, and that's it. And then we'll play it for 2 hours trying to see who could beat the high score. That's what I like to do. That's who I am. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Buck. And that will conclude table topics. And I'd like to relinquish the lectern back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Table Toastmaster Maurice. And I will call on the evaluator of Donovan's speech, which happens to be me, to give the evaluation of Donovan's speech. The purpose of the speech was for Donovan to give something of himself, and he certainly did that, most assuredly. The purpose of the speech was indeed accomplished. I have to hand it to Donovan because he expressed himself very courageously about a challenging situation that he himself has experienced. But he brought to our attention that many people with that particular challenge have been very, very successful in other walks of life, many walks of life. I'll have more to say, but here's the situation. You all are a blur. I can't drive at night currently, but that's okay because that'll be resolved in time. But I'm trying to translate my notes from West to English, and that's a challenge in itself.
Take your time.
But I will send a well done English copy to Donovan.
Well, just speak from the heart, Wes.
Yeah, but your presence, you succeeded in conveying your situation to us very expressively with gestures. And you relied on notes, but that was okay because you need to rely on notes to make sure that you wanted to express your situation to us and yourself to us. And I commend you for that. In the future, you might try less use of notes with more practice, but for right now, that's fine. You excel at being yourself. Bring your situation before the club. But you do realize, of course, you point out that you have friends and family to help you, and you also have us. We're in your corner as well. What I liked about this in a Zoom environment, you stood throughout your presentation. In a Zoom environment, it's easy for us to get away from standing. And I try to stand during my presentations because there will be times where I ask to give presentations and we won't be in a Zoom environment. So we'll need to get back into the idea of standing and using body language. And you did that. Donovan, you stood and used body language. Oh, I think, although this was uneasy, I think I would give you credit for your comfort level because you excelled at expressing yourself to the best of your ability as a first run speech. And I think you excelled in your purpose. And I'm looking forward to hearing more of your presentations, and I will have a full write-up of this, but on the whole, I think your presentation was very well done, Donovan. I thank you. Oh, can I give you something good? Okay. I can't drive at night, so my dance instructor is telling me that there are a lot of people that want to dance. They keep saying, "Where's Wes? Where's Wes?" But I can't drive at night, so at least for the present, I can't go to evening dances. Well, we did meet for a private lesson, and we went over tango, rumba, waltz, cha-cha, West Coast swing. So my dance teacher and I had a good time getting back into the dance thing, but that was definitely something good this week.
Thank you. That sounds good. I used to do a lot of dancing before COVID. I can't wait to get back into it. But I'm assuming you don't dance over in Mobile, do you?
No, Gulfport City. A more dancer, School of Ballroom Dance.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was attending a dance school over here in Mobile.
So at this point, I'd like to give the lectern back to our general evaluator, who will call on her members of his evaluation team.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. And now we start the evaluation part of how we did with all these things and what we can learn. To start with that, let's go with our grammarian and all counter to see how we used our language.
Greetings, everyone. As far as the grammarian part of my duties go, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I only heard Cheyenne say the word of the day, which was parlay. So if anyone needs to meet the captain of the ship, you're out of luck because you didn't say the magic word. And as far as use of the English language goes, we always have this portion of the meeting, but overall as a group, we all do a really good job of being grammatically correct. We're careful with what we say. I personally struggle a little more with filler words than grammatical usage of the English language, but I didn't hear anything grammatically incorrect this evening, so that's great. And then as far as my role with counter, we did fantastic, which I'll just add one more to myself there. With the addition of the one that I just did, there was only one for Wes and then one for Woody. Everybody else, you either said it so quick I couldn't catch it, or I just missed it. So all that to say, the filler words I did hear with Wes and Woody, though, they were pretty quick and they were pretty natural. So it wasn't a really bad pause, but it's just something to keep in mind. I think it was just an or something like that. Again, I'm the king of filler words, so don't feel bad. I'm the king of filler words, especially when you need them to stop and kind of think about something. But the goal is to learn to use silence while you're thinking rather than a word. So with that, I turn the lectern back to Buck.
Thank you very much. That's very good advice. And now we go to our timing and see how we did with our time. Olivia, can you give us your report?
Good evening, everyone. I was your timer for this evening, and I will give our report for our prepared speech first, and that was Donovan's speech. And your speech, Donovan, was 6 minutes and 29 seconds. Very good. Moving into our table topics portion, Woody, your speech was 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Very good. Mine was 1 minute and 12 seconds. Cheyenne, yours was 1 minute and 49 seconds. Kyler, 1 minute and 19 seconds. And I must admit, you did awesome with the filler words tonight. So I don't think I've heard many at all. So good job on that. Buck, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And Wes, in your evaluation of Donovan's meeting, it was 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Thank you very much. And back to you, Buck.
Thank you very much. All in all, we started on time. We got our roles filled pretty quickly, got going well. The meeting's been a smooth meeting with the speakers and the table topics. I did like the table topics and how they were asked in correlation with the theme. And as a group, we did a very good about keeping on time. We're actually going to be a little bit early, but that's okay. And it's really, we had a good meeting. I think that we did all our things right that we're supposed to do. So good job to everyone. And back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Thank you, Buck. Yeah, I just want to say, if you need cataract surgery, don't be afraid of it. It's okay. It's just I've got retina issues as well. But as I say, all that'll be resolved in time, and everything will be fine. But just something you have to deal with. It's all in under the heading of positive outlook and fulfillment.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, I want to apologize to Olivia. I threw out that fresh starts theme because I completely forgot about tell me something good. That was perfect. I sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Sounds good. Everything was great. But we like your tell me something good.
So at this point, I would like to relinquish the lecture back to our president, Olivia.
Before I take my role as president, I do have an education overview of tonight. And that education overview is volume. As COVID season is hopefully, prayerfully coming to an end, or at least the restrictions are being lifted, we are now going out into those public arenas, those public platforms, and hopefully this will mean that there will be more opportunities to speak publicly. In doing so, we must practice our vocal cords just like you would for a singing audition, the same as you would any other sport or talent that you choose to highlight. What do I mean by that? I'm sitting in a room that's about the size of 11 by 12 and a half that I use for my office. The acoustics in here are totally different than they would be in a larger arena. Let's say even a conference room that may be 20 feet long and you're standing at one end of it. You may or may not have a microphone, but we need to take these opportunities as we have chosen to speak publicly and chosen to be leaders. We need to focus on our volume. So don't be afraid when you're at home and you're practicing your speeches to get in an open area, perhaps even do your speech outside. So you have those opportunities to raise your voice and lower it as the audience requires. Also, never forsake an opportunity to get up and do your mic checks. Make sure you're there for your speech ahead of time, if possible, and go over your stage. Look at your setting, your platform. If it's 2 steps and 3 to the right and 2 to the left, take those things for granted. Don't take those things for granted. The last thing you want to do is make a mistake and step up twice when you should have been 3 and then you have a tumble. Or your microphone doesn't work just right, or just something goes wrong. But out of this, I want to make sure that we are remembering to use our volume. Take the time to prepare ourselves to speak publicly in a large arena. Focus on those vocal cords. Don't be ashamed, but make sure that you are catching your audience's attention. And one good way to do that is through vocal variety. That is my education overview. And back to you, Toastmaster, and I guess back to me as president.
Yes, indeed.
So don't forget your volume. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are a few minutes early booked, but that's okay because we have another announcement to make. So if everyone or no one else has anything, I'm going to pass the lectern on to let's see what Mr. West has. Go ahead, West.
Can you still see me on a full screen? I'm still trying to, you see when I'm speaking, you can see me on a full screen?
We can see you. I see you very well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yes, we see you. Okay, I will pass the lectern over to Mr. and Mrs. Gates. Go ahead.
Hey guys, unfortunately we got a little bit of bad news. We're gonna have to take a break for a period of time, but we will be staying in touch with you guys. And we do hope to one day reconnect with you, especially maybe if we start talking more about being in person, stuff like that. And of course, like I said, you guys got our number. Feel free to reach out to us. It just got to the point where our schedules are kind of tough right now. So we just want to take a short break. But we also, the positive side of it, we also just want to say like how much we really, really enjoy you guys in this community and how much like I've learned from all of you guys. And I'm sure Cheyenne has too. I'll let her say what she wants to say, but the amount of like love and support from this group is fantastic. I could not recommend another Toastmaster group more. And like I said, I do plan on staying in touch with you guys. We both plan on staying in touch with you guys. And we really appreciate you. And like I know Woody's just rejoining, and that's a fantastic decision. This is the perfect group to join. Of course, I like the Foley group too. I like you guys too. Y'all been a part of it as well. But we're a little more tight. We've got a little more of like an emotional connection with the Hilltoppers group. So of course, we love all y'all. So with that being said, I think if Cheyenne, do you want to say anything? Or?
Yeah, sure. I just want to say basically what he said, just need a little bit of a rest. As I stated earlier, my schedule now, I have to go to bed extremely early. So I'm still like adjusting to that and getting used to that. So just a rest. This is not the only thing we're kind of just resting from. So we have just deciding a couple of things, like maybe we just need to take some time to rest, and that's always good for your soul, and then you feel refreshed. And but yeah, I love this group. I've been a part of this group since 2018, and then he joined shortly after, so like 5 years. So it's definitely not the last you'll see of us. You can't get rid of us, so don't try. And like he said, you have our numbers, so like if we have like our comedy, like I have a comedy group, like I'll send a message if y'all want, and or I can just tell Olivia and she can spread the word. So yeah, just appreciate you guys, and this is just a great group, and Olivia, you're a good president, and I just enjoyed it. Like every like years has been great, and so yeah, I hope that in person y'all are able to pick that back up, because I know we miss going to Carpe Diem. I mean, we've moved, so the Zoom has been convenient, but this just kind of seemed like a good kind of transition period to just rest. So just wanted to thank you guys again, and we'll miss you, but it's just for a little bit. So.
And I would like to also brag on Cheyenne for a second, because she's still got plenty of she's working with the improv group in Chickasaw, and they've got plenty of shows still coming up. So if anybody's interested, feel free to reach out. I know they put out a lot of posters, but if you're interested in the next upcoming one, just text one of us and we can let you know.
And I usually share it to my Facebook if we're Facebook friends. So
yeah, so that's also a great way to get out, and see people and hang out, and maybe one, like some of the people doing Toastmasters, they may be interested in improv. The two kind of go hand in hand, believe it or not. It's
like a giant table topic.
Yeah, it's a big, really big table topic. So with that, we really appreciate you guys. We really loved every minute of being a part of this group, and we will definitely stay in touch. But unfortunately, we're gonna take a break for a while.
If you could, I wasn't able to save everybody's numbers in the group message. So if it's not like too much of a pain, could you just like send your first name for us? Because I didn't get to save them all. I'm really bad at that. So I have like 3 different group messages for work and this and something else. If you just like send your first name so I can like save it and have it, that would be awesome. Unless you don't want me to have your number, then.
Oh no. Well, you have mine. So, but yeah, everyone, if you would please, just in that group that we have of 6. So, as on behalf of Hilltopper Toastmaster and Foley, it is with great displeasure that we must part, and I don't see it as a part. I don't like to put a period on anything, so we're just going to put a little comma there, and we know that we will see you again soon. Speech that I did called On Time, or Time Management, was one of my favorite speeches because it meant so much to me. I don't know if all of you remember it, but I know time is that one thing that is free, but it costs so much. So I understand, even though it is painful to see you guys leave, I understand what it means to manage your time and to do it wisely. So if you don't take care of yourself, there's no way you can take care of anyone else. And being a part of Toastmasters, we are a family that takes care of each other, and we're going to take care of you all even in your absence. But I do totally understand the importance of being able to take care of yourselves first. Preservation is a must. So hopefully this is just a comma and not a period. We'll see you guys again soon. I too started in 2018 at Carpe Diem. So I remember those, it seemed like it was just yesterday, but I remember those old days. So yeah, I do miss that. And hopefully we can have a reunion. And even if you guys don't want to continue to be a part of Toastmaster, I will keep you involved in our upcoming open house, which is in June or July. So we'll still look at it as a reunion perhaps versus an open house for you guys. So definitely come out. I know most of us have never had a chance to meet Crystal. I've never met Wes in person, or Josh, or Buck, or Woody, or Candace. So hopefully you all will be there. So definitely Cheyenne and Kyler, we hope that you will be able to join us for the open house / reunion. So
and if you guys are ever in Fairhope, come by Kind Cafe and come get a bagel, because that's where you'll find me every day.
In the chat. Put that in the chat for us, Cheyenne. What's the name of the place?
Kind Cafe. It's by the Section Street Pizza and the Cactus Cantina, if you've been there, or the Yard, where the Yard milkshake place is.
Okay, well, yeah, put it in the chat. I don't know a lot about Fairhope. I've been there enough to know that I enjoy the quaintness of it. So I'm always looking for a nice little quaint place to go. So thank you very much for our offer to go to Kind Cafe. I see your hand raised, Mr. West, so I will come to you in just a minute because I know he's teary-eyed over there. So I'm giving him a minute to gather himself because this is hard for him. It's hard for all of us, but I definitely know it's hard for our coach because this is something that's dear to him. This is his passion about our membership. So I'm gonna give him a minute. I don't think you're quite ready yet, Wes. Does anybody else have anything before we pass it on to Wes? Okay, Mr. West, we have 2 minutes before our meeting time is about over. So I will let you take it from here.
Okay. Cheyenne and Kyler, were you asking our telephone numbers?
Just in the group message, if you could
He's
just—
not a part of the group.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a part of the group. I'll send it to you if he doesn't mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have a group text and I didn't save all the numbers. So there's some that I don't have. So that's all that was for.
Oh. Well, of course, I would hope you keep your membership, but you don't disappear. do what you feel you have to do. You know, but unlimited blessings to you both.
Thank you.
Yes. God bless you both and much love. Anybody else has anything to say?
Wes, I do have a question. Your speech about the mysterious island is like everything made up. I was literally thinking about it the other day and I was like, I need to look at, did you make up that whole story? Like, that's awesome if you did.
Totally made up.
Like, you made up the name of the island and everything?
Everything.
What? That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's really, you should write that down like a short story.
I was thinking of doing that, but the thing is, I did know a fellow by the name of Steinare.
Okay.
He was my tandem paragliding instructor. We ran off the side of a mountain together, and we made it. You know, he was a great paraglider. And what you might think is a tall tale is absolutely true. That's normally an equivalent of a $75 or $80 ride. Okay.
Mm.
But he found out that I was a skydiver. He was so taken by my joy of the ride, he did not charge me a thing.
That's
We went out and
awesome.
had pizza with his paragliding buddies.
That's
Aw.
awesome. So then you wrote a story about him. Yeah, you should definitely write that down. Like, it sounds like so real. Like, I was like, I need to Google that. Like, it reminded me of The Mysterious Island by Jules Verne with the hot air balloon, which I'm still reading, so don't spoil it. But like, yeah, your story is awesome.
Well, Irini is a Greek word for peace.
Okay.
And the sea is a Greek word for island.
Okay.
But considering if the island was in the throes of earthquake, that just throws a little bit of mystery into the situation.
Yeah, you definitely should write that story down because it's awesome. I've like thought about it multiple times since you've given it.
Okay. Well, that's it for me, unless someone has anything else. I just want to take a moment to say thank you again for Josh and Woody for coming back and being our guest. You're only a guest here once, so now you're just honorary family. So I'm going to make this my last time honoring you guys as guests because truly you are now part of the group. So we would love to have you a part of our upcoming membership. As a matter of fact, we got to find some. Yeah, it's gonna be hard trying to fill Kyler and Cheyenne shoes, but I think you guys can do it just for right now because they'll be back. Yeah. All right, guys. Unless someone else has anything else, all minds are clear. We're gonna get out of here.